Hello guys, hey. We're at Virginia City in Nevada. So, ayan, lumilibot kami sa mga old town. Like, it's old town. The houses is really old. So, what? Yeah, hello guys, hey. We're at Virginia City in Nevada. So, ayan, lumilibot kami sa mga old town. Like, it's old town. The houses is really old. So, what? And take a look at this hotel, and so basically it's just mga stores. It's all antiques, mga makalumang gamit binibenta. There you go. And look at this car. It's pretty old. Let's see. Look at the inside of it. May mga shots pa. Dang. Ayan. So ngayon pumunta kami sa gallery. Ayan, yung mga lumang picture. And the history right here. Ayan. So, lahat yan mga stores. May mga casino din doon sa baba. Pero lahat to, it's all about like antiques and collectibles. See how old it is. Ito mga pagkainan. And it's open. It's good. Yan. Ano nabili nyo? Ano nabili?
May gold doon eh, kaso wala ka eh.
Gold? Oh. Bibili mo ba ako, ma?
Bibilan ko ni Rick.
Ha? Ice cream yan eh. Tayo sa ano?
Simba pa yan sila eh. Simba.
Family weekend. Ano to? Sarado eh. Sarado siya. The best barbecue right here. Pero I think it's close. Yeah, it's close. Then this one, it's
last time na nakita natin,
wala na to. Sinarado na to nung like first ng pandemic.
Bakit?
So dito sila. It's like, this is like water. Tapos dun dumadaan yung mga mga buhangin na may gold. Tapos dun bumababa. And then dito sila ano ba yan? Oh, ng gold. So it's close. Yeah. Kasi nung may pandemic eh, so yeah. It's mining. And take a look at this. Sobrang lamig dito. Ayan. Ito yung simbahan. Lumang simbahan, lumang mga bahayan. Ayun ang paborito ni Siren. Ang masarap na na ribeye ribs. Yan. Maraming simbahan din dito. I think so. Ayan. Kami nakapark. Pero wala masyadong bukas na store.
First church, 1860.
We're at the turkey. Oh. Smokehouse barbecue. His favorite. He's buying ribs because it's really good. Right?
Yes.
Anong binili mo? What is this? Is that your favorite?
Burger, yes.
Peppa Pig. Yeah. He's eating chips. Ayan. So, marami pang mapupuntahan. Stay tuned. You like that, huh? Hindi ka pa kumakain eh. It's my mom. Waiting for the food. There you go. It's coming out. There. They're gonna call my name. Ay, gutom na kami. There you go.
You guys are all set here?
Alright, thank you. So, ito na yung food namin. Ooh, that's his favorite. Ayun, baby.
Yum, yum, yum.
So, ano sila, merong 3 sauce
Order ka
na
doon.
magkaiba.
Doon
Yan.
yung order.
Namiss mo yan, no?
Dito ako sa Virginia.
Asking kay mama. What do you have?
Hot
Wow, a hot dog. Okay.
Di,
Lagyan mo ng ketchup.
wala, bukas pa.
Hot dog for her. And a chili dog for me.
Di, nagpunta na kami ng
That's
church.
for
Tapos
his.
kumaha kami ng bindita. Kulay water. Nahalo namin.
Sarap, ma.
Ano lang sauce nito?
What do you mean sauce? It's right there.
Ano mo ako?
Nachos too? Dang.
Just
We're hungry. I'll put it right here. Look at that nacho. That's so much. And
Barbecue sauce ba yun?
Maanghang tita. Tapos,
I'm not gonna eat
tita.
this.
Tatlo eh. May
This one
regular.
is
Kasi regular niya.
cheese.
Ay nga pala.
Ayan.
Magkakapares ng kulay. Na, gabi pa.
Move in the middle your food, baby. Then I'll drop it.
Move a little bit. Mac and cheese. Let's try it.
Maalat masyado yung
Ito pala yung maanghang.
As in,
ito yung regular.
Really good. That's all of mine. What is this? A good time open the door. Babe. Only for $1. Shoot. Ay, nasunod na ito. Try natin. Babe. Oh! Ano mo naman? Snake. Do you think it's real?
cute.
Ayan. Jewelry. Jewelry. Ha? Parang...
Pasok dito? Ano?
Too expensive?
Sino mabigat?
Cashmere. I like that name, Cashmere.
Dito.
Ay.
Ano mo, pasok.
Eh!
Pasok.
Tara na. Ipasok. Oh, wow. I like this one.
Mga bahay ka na.
Oh my God. Here's me. Kaya nga eh. Mga old na ano. Laman tao.
Philippines, I'm sorry, Manila.
Yep, Manila.
In Philippines, what do you say? Hi. Hi. Hi.
Same thing.
But you were born here in California. Really? Well, welcome to Dubai. There are a lot of people in Dubai.
Tapos na yung Christmas ah. Ano yun nandyan?
So, pasok.
Yeah, tara. Sir. Sira mo pa yung pinto eh. Alam mo namang siraan na yun. Ito, meron sila.
Tabi ko matulog.
Ayaw niya yan eh. Ayaw niya yan. What is this? Puro mga ano naman to. Hindi ko malaman eh. Nakatakot. Ano na? Anong bango na ano nila?
Yung bunga.
Candles.
Tapos ako dito hindi mga.
Sige.
Alam ko ba ano?
Alis to.
Oh, sabi kasi push starter. Pinush ko eh. Halos masira yung pinto.
Wala na sila mama. Nasaan na?
Nakita ko naman yun. Lakad ako.
Hat maker. How they making hats? Hat make. Of course.
You know. Check inside.
Oh, gotcha. Every single. Alright. What is?
Geology to.
Crack it open. Does have a gold inside.
Geology. Geology. Ito. Ayan pa.
Meron ka bang ganito naman?
Huh?
Meron ka bang ganito naman
Ganun,
sa
doon ako.
Davao?
Sa Bicol.
Fine hats. Sinsan. Ito siguro sa inyo. Do we have to pay? Ano ba to? Wait. Si Mama nandito. Ang bilhin mo. Ang bilhin mo. Ayun o. Meron pala doon view. Look at that. Wait, zoom na.
Alis ka matapos.
Lamig eh. So, yun.
Gusto ko apo lang nila.
Apple na, no?
Wow.
Waffle. Oh. Yun naman pwede kainin mo lang waffle, babe. Wala silang ano, yung talagang waffle. Wala silang talagang waffle. So good. Snacks. Yung chocolate. Eh. Chocolate. Almond. Apple. Nakabili pala sila. No.
Baka pa tayo ng ano?
Oh, sakit tayo. Oh. Casino. Diyan yung mga casino.
Kasi hindi ka papatamahin dyan.
Mga ano yan. Iyo dyan. Mga pamatanda. Namami na yung mga tayo, no? Dumating ng tayo eh. Ba't ganun? Okay. Dumating ng tayo, namami na. Doon na tayo na eh, di ba? Yung ano, yung truck, ay yung car. Ang tala. What is this? Oh. Hello. Cheerily.
Geology, whatever.
Ano sinabi mo ba?
Geology, whatever.
Parang geology.
Geology.
Ano sabi mo ba? Ang cute naman na catch. Mga damit lang nandito eh. Mga rakistang ano, damit. Bay, meron pa dito. Meron dito. Kakatakot.
Ito bag oh. Ano bag? Bag pala ito.
Masyado naman yung bag nila, no? Ma, gusto mo yung mga bag na ganito?
Yeah.
Yo, masyado, parang ano. Maganda siya, pero it's too much for me.
Yan yung mga
Yung mga bag ko. Oh, pamain lang ha. Pamain lang ha. Oh. So many bags in here. Iba-ibang design. Siguro pag binigyan ko si Lola nito, magugustuhan niya. No, si Lola.
mga Amerikano lang naman nagsunod ito.
Look at that bags.
Yung mga cowboy.
Ito, Louis Vuitton. Ang ganda.
Alam ko, kipling.
Diyan. Mura na nga yung Kipling binili ni Mama. Nag-sale sila. Laki ng bag na binili. Tapos $30 lang. Binili ni Mama. Ganda yan, tita. Ano yan, Ma? Hmm? Ay, yan ang ganda.
Ganda eh, no? Ito pa oh. Ito.
Bilhin mo si Lola ng ganyan, Ma. Magugustuhan.
Naku, ay kung bumili. Kasi bibigay din yan sa iba.
The Saloon. She has 3,261 real
Wow.
silver dollars attached to her dress. And I'll show you the significance of that number a little later on in the tour. Now things got started here about 1850. Folks were following the Carson River east of here on their way to the California gold fields. When they stopped to camp at night, they started practicing their painting techniques in the river. Well, they started to see a little bit of color, a little bit of gold. A few people stayed on. Over the next several years, they made their way up the mountain and had a little mining camp. Now, it didn't have a name, but the story has it that a miner from Virginia was on his way back to his cabin one night with a bottle of whiskey. He fell and broke that bottle. His friends laughed. He just dusted himself off and said, "I christened thee Virginia." Nobody objected. The name stuck. Now, right here on the right, we have the Way It Was Museum. They do have some of the better displays up here on how the mining operations were conducted in the 1800s. Plus a pretty good bit on how the folks lived up here on the Comstock prior to the 20th century. Well, it was June 8th, 1859, just above these buildings on our left. Two miners named McLaughlin and O'Reilly were panning for gold in a creek. Well, they found enough gold there they felt they could go ahead and file a claim. Before they had an opportunity to leave, however, a rider showed up. He introduced himself as Henry Comstock. He told the miners that they were mining on his 160-acre ranch. Well, that was a lie, but the miners didn't know it. They did talk it over, though, decided to form a partnership, and they opened up the Ophir mine. Now, it didn't take too long to figure out that Comstock was not only a liar, but a bit of a bragger. You see, he went down to Carson City, started telling people in Carson City that he discovered gold up here on the mountain. Well, they started calling it Comstock's Gold. Now, lie or not, the name stuck. This whole area up here is now referred to as the Comstock Lode. Now, over to the far right past the rest area is the Silver Terrace Cemetery. We will be getting a little better view here on this lower street.
Oh, right
The
there.
Silver Terrace is made up of a number of
Cemetery.
different sections,
Cemetery.
including a Catholic, a Protestant, a Knights of Pythias, an Oddfellows, a Mason. They have a railroader section there, a miners section, a fireman section. They even have a little Irish section in there. All in all, we have more than 15 cemeteries here in the Virginia City area, most of which are located right there in that Silver Terrace. And it's open for walking tours. We do have a few more though. To the left, over across the canyon, there's a gray tailing pile. On the other side of that tailing pile is a Chinese cemetery. Down the bottom of the canyon and up about a quarter of a mile is a Jewish cemetery. Now we do mention one more. You see, in the 1800s, just up this street, there was a red light district. One of the ladies that worked there's name was Julia Billette. Now Julia Billette, she was brutally robbed and murdered one night. The firemen thought a lot of Julia. They even wanted to bury her in their section of the cemetery. Ladies of the town, however, objected. And after a short fight and 2 grave sites, the firemen lost the argument. They ended up burying Julia over across the canyon. Her gravesite is about halfway up that hillside. There is a little white picket fence around her gravesite, but you can't pick it out with that snow. There is a little more to that story, though. You see, the firemen, they didn't take Julia out of town quietly. No, sir, they organized a parade down the main drag. They had 15 wagons, a marching band, all the fire companies of Virginia City and Gold Hill, all gathered together, taking Julia out of town for one last ride. I kind of think that parade might have had a little message in it to the wise, but I'm still not sure about that part. Now getting back to McLaughlin, O'Reilly, and Comstock, and that Ophir mine. They worked that mine for a short period of time, found an opportunity and sold it for $45,000. That was a lot of money in the 1860s. They left town quite happy. Their smiles certainly didn't last. Now you see, the new owners of the mine, while mining that gold, they were removing a blue clay. Some claim they even paved the streets with that clay. Well, one of the miners took a sample down to Grass Valley, California. Nevada City down there had an assay office. When he got back, he changed everything. They found out that that blue clay was worth about $900 a ton in gold, over $3,000 a ton in silver. And that's not by today's standards either. No, sir, that's when gold was $20 an ounce, silver $1 an ounce. But it was the start of the big Great Fire of 1875 destroyed both previous churches. They were quickly rebuilt, though. When they rebuilt St. Paul's, they didn't use any nails in the framing. It's all held together with wooden pegs. When they rebuilt St. Mary's, they had more than 4,000 parishioners, and that church was rebuilt to the size you see today. St. Mary's will be open until 4 o'clock for self-guided tours. They have a gift shop, a free museum, and the monks' wine cellar downstairs. St. Paul's is not open at this time. Building right here in front of us was the rectory for St. Mary's. It's now a private residence. Right up ahead on the right is the V&T Passenger Depot. They are shut down for the winter. Beginning Memorial Day weekend through the end of October, they'll operate a tourist train between Virginia City and Gold Hill. It's about a 35-minute narrated tour. This yellow building on our right is the ticket office I mentioned earlier. A few years ago it was bought back by the railroad and is now the ticket office again. It was a private residence for a number of years. Now on the right, on the street above, there's a brick building with a white porch surrounding it and a nice tall chimney. That's the Mackey Mansion. John Mackey came to Virginia City, began work as a miner. But John Mackey, James Flood, James Fair, and William O'Brien became known as the Silver Kings. Angus and his pig Pepper over here on the left. John Mackey outlived his three partners. When he died in 1903, he was worth in excess of $80 million. The University of Nevada in Reno has the Mackey School of Mines bearing his name. That's one of the last few mining colleges left in this country. His granddaughter married songwriter Irving Berlin back in the 1920s. Right over here on the left's the Comstock Gold Mill. They have an operating mining museum there, but they are also shut. Thanking the folks of the Comstock for their help in the North winning the Civil War. That's now a business office. They don't open it up at all for tours. Now just up ahead though, we do like to tell a story about a couple of miners who had gotten into a little argument. One miner purchased a piece of property, began building his home. When the second found out about it, he bought the adjacent property. When the first miner was just about finished, the second moved his house from the other end of town. He said, I'm going to put my house so close to that man's house that he'll not be able to enjoy the cool breezes of summer or the warming sun in the winter. Take a look out to the right at the red and white houses on the street below. As we pass by, look between them and see just how close together they are. I like to think that miner accomplished his mission. We call them the spite houses. Rumor has it there was a girlfriend involved in that little argument. The Chapin house here's the last of the old boarding houses. It was built about 1862. Down below is the front side of the Mackey Mansion that I mentioned earlier, and they're open today for tours. Now on the left on the street above are two tin buildings. That's the Carriage House and the Castle. The Carriage House was rebuilt several years ago, using all the original specifications. They even brought in square nails from Pennsylvania. The castle itself was built in 1868. It was modeled after a castle in France, thus the name. All of the furnishings were purchased in Europe, brought around the Horn to in homes, and the churches, as I mentioned earlier. But it was the heyday of Virginia City. Within a few months, they were all rebuilt and back in operation. Now, right up here on the right is the Comstock Fireman's Museum. They'll be open today till about 4 o'clock. On the left is the old Washoe Club. It was said to have the Millionaires Club on the second floor. At one time, they claimed 184 members. And they're open today for ghost tours. Also on the left, the Ponderosa Saloon and Mine Tour. The miners in the back of the saloon have taken one of the tunnels of Virginia City. That's also the old Bank of California building, and they have the vault in there. Yeah, don't lock anybody in, though. We never did get that combination. The last building over here on the right, we have the Territorial Enterprise, Nevada's first newspaper. Samuel Clemens came out here in 1862. He found work there as a reporter. While up on the Comstock, he penned the name Mark Twain. He lived here less than 2 years. The story has it that he got into a fight with a man and challenged that man to a duel. Well, dueling was illegal, even on the Comstock in the 1800s. And a number of Mark Twain's friends talked